All right, back on. All right, welcome back, guys. This is Ron Jordan
Aaron Diaz, good to see you.
coming at you with another Stars podcast today.
Ooh, give me some of
So
that.
we were prepping for a
Do you double
interview.
dip?
No, actually, I do. I never double dip in there, and the reason why is because remember, like last summer, I had that issue with my lips, and they were always chapped. Well, disgusting fact. I think I had some sort of fungal infection on my lips because
It's called herpes.
I think it was like some form of herpes because I used a
Someone else's.
almost like a herpes cream. It wasn't. I can't remember what it was called, but some Chinese lady gave it to me. Well, she not gave it to me, but I bought it. All right, let me back up. We were on vacation. We're on vacation.
If you're buying sketchy chapstick from a
Hang on.
wow
Hang on.
off a blanket, don't do it.
Yeah, I did it.
Ah,
So we were on vacation, and Alyssa needed to get her nails fixed or done. I think they were getting them fixed. Anyhow, so we figured, found a place that she could go get them done. And we go, and she gets her nails done. I go to Walmart, and I'm walking around. I was getting like just snack foods and sunblock, all the normal stuff that you have to get on vacation.
Yeah.
Luckily, there was a Walmart right there, so we didn't have to take everything with us. We could buy it when we got there. It saved on packing and whatnot. But so I go to Walmart, and I can't find the chapstick that I want, and I ended up not getting any other chapstick, right? So I had just a regular chapstick. It was like Blistex or something like that, and I just kept using it, and my lips were never getting better. I was constantly using chapstick and constantly applying the chapstick, right? So to my lips directly, not on my finger, directly to my lips, never getting better. I was like, all right. So I go and pick up Alyssa from getting her nails done, and she must have been talking about my lips being chapped because she goes, you need to come in whenever you come get me. I'm like, this is weird. Okay. So I go in, and right there's this little Chinese lady, and she looks at me, she goes, you need this. I'm like, what is this? And I'm looking at it, I'll show it to you. It's a real inconspicuous little container.
goodness.
And I can't remember what exactly it said on it, but it was like an antifungal cream. And I said, should I put this on my lips? Like, do I have to wait to eat afterwards? Should I put it on whenever I go to sleep? Like, what is your recommendation here? This lady does nails. She's not,
Yeah,
but
it was probably for the toe.
well, that's it.
Oh, God.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So she has it because I'm sure she sells it to people because they have fungal infections like on their toes or on their nails, right? Here I am using the same stuff for my lips, right? So I'm like, at this point, I'm either going to a dermatologist soon because it's not getting better, or I use this cream. Screw it, let's use this cream.
Yeah. Doctors. What
You
do
know.
they know? I want the little Asian lady that's doing nails
Right.
to give me my antifungal cream for
Well,
my
I asked
lips.
her, I said, is this like expired? Why do you have it? Whatever. And you can't buy it in the States. You can only get it from China, she said. So it was
Things to
smuggled
look
over
for.
here.
Check.
Yeah.
Can't buy it in the States.
Yeah, checking all the boxes of things you shouldn't be buying, right? I bought it, and I'm using it. So I used it. I immediately put it on, and I immediately felt relief. Like, couldn't believe it. My lips were at that time been on fire for months, and boom, it was like immediate relief. So I used it for about 3 days, like 3 to 5 days, and totally cleared them up. So I had some sort of fungal infection on my lips.
So
Disgusting.
you just turned the whole thing around that this was going to be an absolute horrible story. And you got this ancient Chinese secret now.
Yeah, and I keep it. So if it ever comes back, and it hasn't come back at all. So I got something on my lips while I was on a run or something like that, and I got a fungal infection on my freaking lips, and it wouldn't go away. That's disgusting.
Yeah.
So single application, and then that's what my wife was like. You need Carmex so you can just, and that's another reason I have the hand sanitizer. I always sanitize and then go into the chapstick.
Okay.
Only one finger at a time. So if I do not get enough, I'll use a different finger. So it's always single application.
Proper application for Carmex. I
And if
don't like
anybody
this
knows
because
me-
of dirty hands. Like,
I know, but
yeah.
if anybody knows me and my chapstick habits, I mean, it goes clear back to I was like 13, 14 years old.
Bro, I don't know if I've seriously ever gotten this low on a chapstick like this.
I buy. So before my stepmom passed away, every Christmas she would buy me the bulk pack of chapstick for Christmas, and after she passed
This
away,
is
I went.
obsessive.
It's crazy.
This is
And I have tons of them that are like that.
so. If anybody else has
My
ever,
lips probably have zero production of oil, of their own oils.
like, I try as soon as winter starts to go as long as I can without it because I want
Yeah.
the natural.
I think it's a true addiction.
It's definitely an addiction. It's got to be kind of like Doritos. You can't just eat one.
That's Lay's potato chips.
Well, I'm saying for Doritos,
Oh, yeah.
you can't. I'm not talking about their motto.
Oh,
but
got it.
You can't
No.
try to eat just one Dorito, or have just one Oreo.
I can't even, like, it's a handful. And you fight, like, you try and stuff as much in there. You're, like, just chomping away until you can fit it all in. Kind of tilt your head a little bit. It's bad. That's me and barbecue potato chips. You put a bag of Lay's barbecue potato chips.
Plain Lay's. Give me Lay's. You know you can put them in the freezer.
No.
Have I told you this? Yes. You could take Lay's potato chips. You get a big bag, put it in
Yeah.
a bunch of little individual bags, throw them in the freezer.
Really?
Yes. They don't
They just
freeze.
last longer?
They just last longer. They stay fresh. Pull them out. Get a good crunch.
Yeah.
On a
'Cause
summer
that's always-
day, nice.
Yeah. Really? I never even thought about putting them in the freezer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good times.
Absolutely.
But so yesterday, went and got a massage for the
Your
first
first
time.
one ever.
First one ever.
How old are you?
I am 44.
How
Yes.
do you go 44 years without a massage?
don't
Especially
know.
all the activity you do.
Weird.
How
Yeah.
have you just never taken that leap?
I don't know. I've never thought that much about self-care to
Got it.
even,
So tell me about it. Where did you go?
Oh, so Metamorphosis down in Lawrenceville.
Okay.
Speaking of Lawrenceville, that is a nice little area. You could tell, like, I've always heard Lawrenceville being a bad area, like full of gangs. I mean, I work with Department of Corrections. Like, we know where the Crip areas are. And this is like, of course, it's gentrification at its finest, but what they did, they rebuilt it. There's a lot of money that got pumped into it, and everything skyrocketed. But there's a lot of great little shops there, and I heard there's more. We just went to this one place. My students actually gave me and my wife a gift card to go there. It was real cool for that annual celebration that we had for being up in Meadville after a year. The students got together and got us a gift card because they said my wife deserved it. I thought that was pretty cool.
That is very cool.
So they got together and we finally used it. We got a babysitter for the kids and went in. It was a great experience.
So whenever you got it, so whenever you first walk in,
Yeah.
what do you think of the place?
So you walk in and you're anticipating like the effervescence, the scents,
Right.
and all that, and it was there. It was cool. It was trendy. It was like in we call them brownstones in New York. Yeah.
What is brownstones?
Brownstones? It's just the brick buildings.
Oh, okay.
We call them brownstones.
Yeah.
So
are those like fancier buildings or like when
yeah.
you see a brownstone building, what does that mean?
Yeah, brownstone is it's
Nice.
a little it's nicer.
Okay.
Old school, no elevators, just the walk ups and all that. So we call them brownstones. So it was a nice brownstone. It was cool. I like the older look of stuff. I like having stuff being original and the woodwork and all that. But this was like brownstone / modern. Cool. It was called Metamorphosis. And I was like, pretty, trendy name. That's,
Right. So as soon as you walk in, you're like, this is all right.
Yeah,
It's going to be nice.
Yeah, CBD everywhere. Like that's the thing they got.
Dude, I went and bought running shoes yesterday, and there's CBD all over the place.
All over.
I mean, it's
in
wild.
everything.
Yeah.
So they got the bombs, they got the gummies. I was like,
So with the bombs, did you end up getting a CBD oil massage?
No, I didn't. That wasn't that wasn't part of the package. I don't know that we picked. I didn't.
Right.
I didn't know. I actually would love to try.
I would be very curious because everybody who does any CBD oils for their aches and pains and muscles and all that, they seem to rave about this stuff. I don't know if it's a CBD or if it's just being at massaging those areas.
Yeah,
because I'm sure you can attest to this and we'll get to it. But when you massage an area and you increase that blood flow to that area, inevitably it's going to feel better.
Yeah.
So is that the CBD oil or is that just because
the talent
you massage?
Of the masseuse?
Yeah,
right.
Because just that act of invigorating those muscle fibers together and creating that friction and increasing blood flow is going to cause that anyhow.
Yeah. The healthy proponents
like
of
with some of those oils, they put like spearmint and all that in it because then it has like this heat sensation, right?
Yeah.
So sensory wise, it feels like something's working.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
So I just get curious about, is it the CBD or is it just a massage? Because massages are an amazing tool to use for muscles and the fatigue and injuries and recovery for that matter.
Yeah, it was really weird. It was me and my wife. We had a couples one, and she was super firm. Little small woman. Her name was Julia. I had her card somewhere, but yeah, it was Julia, and she did I'm like, wow, she must work out. She was just so strong. Her grip strength was amazing, and but it was a little like I felt really vulnerable.
Well, yeah, you're sitting there naked with a towel around your waist.
Yeah.
With some lady that you don't know rubbing you with oils.
Exactly. Like what is her thinking right now? She like, oh my gosh, who is this guy? Like I took a shower. I wanted to be clean. I even put on a little bit of cologne just in case. Like
no, absolutely.
I just didn't want to be that icky guy that's
right.
And I actually felt in a sense I kind of felt sorry for her. It was weird because I'm not saying that I'm a disgusting slob, but I could imagine somebody that's probably not as fit or good looking, going there and be like, please rub me up. Like this creeps everywhere. Like I really felt like this girl gotta be,
I'm sure that happens.
She was a great professional. She did exactly what I asked, and she made me feel comfortable.
Yeah,
which was good because I was very uncomfortable, and like all my areas, my problems, everything was just sitting right there on this woman's table. Like my love roll, my maybe my cellulite and my glute, everything was right there. And she was just super cool with it. Man, I swear.
I think really the only thing that she's worried about is making sure that she does a massage, correctly. That would be an interesting profession, though, to have to massage people.
Yeah. Yeah. But and this is probably totally wrong, but like I kind of attribute the two to like a stripper.
How so?
Right? So this woman, a stripper, really doesn't like her job, but she's making money doing it to some nasty, creepy guys. Like I could just imagine this woman. Now it's the roles are reversed. I'm sitting here all naked and I'm creepy and I'm, like, gosh, does she really love doing what she's doing?
Yeah,
it'd actually be a pretty interesting conversation if we can grab her or grab a masseuse or have somebody put a comment down on our YouTube page just to see like how do you guys do it? I'm also I could probably assume of it as a nurse doing the same thing.
Yeah, and I think that's they're a health professional.
Yeah,
right. So they're coming at it from a standpoint that they're trying to help you.
Yeah,
they're trying to help your aches and pains. I would say that she would enjoy, being able to do that. just like we talked last week about being selfless, putting yourself out there, and she's helping you kind of reach wherever you need to go through a massage, being that as it may. I wouldn't want to be rubbing you down.
Yeah.
But no, in reality, that's, you can say that about any job, right?
Yeah. Well, not really. I mean, but it was just everything. Like, so you think about,
She probably didn't think half as what you thought.
Probably
about.
not.
You being your first time.
That was just me. I have my own.
It was your insecurities.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
But just, you think about social media. Like, we always put our best foot forward, right? We always want to put the good picture with the good filter. And here I am, totally vulnerable to every blemish that I have. And she's seeing it all.
Right.
It was a little uncomfortable, but
good
it was
for
great.
you for getting out of the comfort zone and,
Yeah.
and then being comfortable in it.
Yeah,
Getting a
it
massage.
was great. She was good. If she would have did anything like ooh, like any kind of noise,
Now,
I think it would have put me.
Did she talk at all?
No.
Yeah,
No
that's what I
talking.
like.
I didn't want to talk.
That's what I like. So I've had several massages, and sometimes they'll talk.
Really?
Yeah, and I do not enjoy that at all.
You do not.
I was going to say don't, and then I went do not. I just don't. I'd rather just hear some sort of meditation music and throw out the essential oils, all that stuff. Like that's why I'm here. I want to feel the whole entire that ambiance, if you will, with the spearmints and the eucalyptus.
I want to make sure I get this young lady's name right, but keep talking.
Yeah, that's the so it's very similar to when I went to the float tank for the first time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
I mean, it was very similar. I walked in, and it was
Julia.
It was one of the, because you get completely naked and you sit in this pool that's 2 inches of water, and then you close the cap, and you're in this little capsule, all by yourself.
Talk about claustrophobic.
Yeah, it's sensory deprivation. That's the whole point. You can't hear anything. The water is the same temperature as your body temperature, so it all feels kind of symbiotic. And it was one of the most impressive 90 minutes of my life.
Really? 90 minutes?
Yeah, I fell asleep
In water.
Because
You are pruny.
it's filled with Epsom. I think it's Epsom salt. So you float. It's a float tank, and you go in there and you kind of just sitting there. You're floating, and beforehand you have to shower, and then if you want to, you put I put Vaseline on my lips, just because they were chapped.
Yeah.
I didn't want the salt to get on my lips, and I put it on my eyes as well. So if I rub my eyes, I didn't get salt in my eyes. But yeah, you take a shower with their shampoo, body wash stuff. Then you get into the float tank, and then you're in there for 60 to I think 2 hours is their max. Maybe it's 3 hours. I can't remember. But it's over in there's plenty around here in the Cranberry Pittsburgh area. But I went to a place called Gravity Spa out in Beaver Creek, Ohio. That's where I went to.
And you would recommend that again?
Oh, I would do it again.
You would do it again?
Oh, 100%. I loved it.
So,
I'll do it for longer.
So, what did you get out of the deal?
It's just like a meditative thing.
Okay.
Yeah, that's really what it is. And then also for muscle fatigue.
Closing your mind off.
Well, you open it up, really.
Okay.
Yeah, you close it off to all the external stimuli, and then you go in there, and you're totally by yourself in the dark. So you can open your eyes, but it's like they're shut.
Wow. I don't know.
Yeah, you don't. You can. They also have this little donut that you can put on the back of your head to kind of keep your head up, but you don't have to because your head will stay up. So at first I had the donut on there because I'm like, I don't want my head to go on, things like that, like all that insecurity that you're thinking about.
Right.
And then at one point I'm just like, screw this, because it got uncomfortable, so I just tossed it aside, and then I was in there. So
all in all, with us doing this self-care stuff, this is not just ladies. I felt it was super beneficial.
Oh man, I've gotten pedicures, manicures. I do all that stuff because Yeah, self-care it's very important. It just is. And like you said, I haven't had a massage in a while, and I've just been jonesing for one for sure, because all the compression and tugging and pulling that we do on our bodies.
Yeah.
I just haven't had one in a while, and I need to go get adjusted, and I need to go get a massage.
I would much rather get a massage than adjusted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't
Only I do like for one, I feel like chiropractors they do just enough for you to come back. Like
Okay.
that kind of bothers me a little bit, and it feels rushed, you know. So you go in and you just cracking and popping, and then all right, they pat you on the butt and you walk out the door. Like now, I've gone to chiropractors for a while, except for there was one woman that Momentum, Benna Click. She's probably not Click anymore. I got a divorce. Anyway, but she popped. She's the only one that has popped my hip back into place, and it was amazing. That was almost about as good as that was the best thing ever.
Yeah.
Regardless of how my back was aligned, she popped that hip in. Felt like everything was all good. But yeah, no, I would definitely do a massage over a chiropractic visit, and especially because it's an hour. For one, it was the fastest hour that like, I was like, wow, this was done. And in my mind, I know I was trying not to think, but that's just what I do. So I'm thinking, wow, she's really quartering my body off. She was so methodical about it. Again, this is the first time. So I'm like, man, this process is amazing. Like how she's just so on point each time. And her name is Julia, and she is at Metamorphosis. So, and 412-781-1262 if you want to book her. So I thought that was pretty cool. I told her that I'd give her a shout out just because she made the experience so good for me. And that's in Lawrenceville. But it was just real cool. I did a facial after that too.
Nice.
And
was it with just the hot towels, or did they actually scrub?
Oh, they scrubbed, exfoliated, and
Nice.
she asked me, so what are your skin goals? I was like, skin goals?
Yeah.
Like I didn't know. I turned my face up. I had no idea that's not something that I think about, skin goals. I was like, well, I got some dry spots. I didn't know what to say, and she was like, oh, well, we're going to do a moisturizing one for you. And it was cool. I had like the steam in my face and all the smells, the peppermint, the spearmint, and she like wafted all the smells, and just really, it was super, super cool, man. I would definitely do it all again.
There's something to those oils, isn't there?
It's gotta be. Well, it's just
just
natural.
I mean, I don't think it's a cure-all for everything, but it does make you feel good.
Yeah.
You rub that eucalyptus or spearmint on your hands, and then you smell it.
Yeah.
It just feels good.
Puts you in a totally different space.
It's a weird thing.
Yeah. Well, that's why they have the diffusers. It's big. And what's the ones that put out the steam?
Humidifiers?
No, there's these little things you plug in, you put oils in.
Yeah, that's what
it.
we have.
Yeah, it's probably a type of diffuser.
Yeah. I mean, we have the Young Living ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think they're just called diffusers.
Is it?
I think so.
That's about right.
Yeah. But you put the water in there, and then you
Yeah.
put a couple drops of the oil, and then boom, you have the...
Yeah.
That's what they do at all those spas.
Yeah, and they
have
also
those
pump
oils.
that in. I know they do it in mental institutions too.
Okay.
Yeah, they pump it. They'll have maybe something going through the air filters and stuff to give them
I've
some
actually
sort
thought
of.
about that, and people do this with dryer sheets. They'll put dryer sheets on their what's it called, like on their vents.
Oh, in your car.
Well, not so much in your car. I'm sure they do it in their car. I know
yeah.
I've done the bounce things underneath my seats.
Yeah.
I do that. The best things for your car, in my opinion, Kirkland's. They have these little sachets that you can get.
Oh yes, it's like some seeds and stuff in a
Yeah.
bag. Yeah.
Love those, and I get, I think they're called Tradewind. Something Tradewind. It's my favorite scent in the world. That's what I use. I use one of those, and then I put one in the closet. Not the same flavor. Like it's like a new linen or whatever. And
Uh-huh.
I love those things as far as scents go.
My car for me, and I'm horrible. I used to be that guy. I mean, I used to detail cars.
Okay.
And so I always wanted a nice looking car. Getting kids and being on the road, starting businesses. Oh my gosh, bro. I got pads. I got flyers. I got so much stuff in my car that you would think I'm a hoarder.
That's why those like these little detailing shops, they're the best.
Oh, yeah.
They're like
Yeah.
I
It's
watched,
a lot of work, man.
I know. I watched. So this guy that I rolled with, he's up at Gracie Orwell. He's got his own Jimmy Borsey is his name. I think his company is Borsey Auto Detailing or something.
Okay.
But regardless, he posted a video the other day of him detailing a car. I couldn't believe the amount of work he puts into that. But after he was done, I'm like, that's like a brand new car.
Yeah.
It
Bro,
was impressive.
it's a workout in there, and you're in some really...
And he was using like a little, like this drill with a brush, and he's getting all the crumbs out underneath.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, you'd be there for hours underneath my seat.
Yeah.
You know, I'm disgusting.
Yeah.
Because I'm a traveling sales guy.
Exactly.
I'm always
See what
in
I mean?
there.
That's a piece of equipment for us.
Yeah.
Like, we got
It's like
so much
it's
stuff
a hammer.
in there. Yeah.
It's a hammer for me. My vehicle's just a hammer.
Yeah.
I'm not cleaning my hammer.
Right.
You know, it's just, it is what it is,
Yeah.
guys.
You got some scratches in there.
Yeah.
You got...
The other day I come out and there's a dent on my back quarter pin. I'm like, how the hell did that get there? You know? But up at the academy, we park up there and it's so tight.
Yeah.
You know, I was giving Jamie shit the other day because he's got that big Ford Raptor.
Yeah.
He parked right beside me, and we both walked out together. I was like, "Who's the dick over here in the Raptor?" I knew it was his car. He's like, "Dude, this is the only place to park." I said, "You should be parking where there's nobody else. This thing's like a Mack truck. It's ridiculous." But it's huge.
Yeah.
But
That's a nice truck.
It is nice, but those spaces are so tight up there. But down a rabbit hole. Anyhow, yes, the detailing of cars and it was interesting.
Well,
Again, maintaining.
Yeah, you also got to think. I mean, self-care for detailing cars, man. I mean,
Right.
there's, and it goes back to people got a little extra money. They take a little care of themselves,
Right.
you know.
And it goes a long way too. I mean, you wouldn't run the same oil in your car for the whole entire life of your car.
No,
you change the oil
right.
every 5,000 miles or whatever. If you're running full synthetic, you know, you have to maintain it.
I feel like my car likes it too.
Yes, like when you isn't that weird?
Yeah.
So whenever like you go and you wash your car, you get the oil change, you wash the car, and you feel like your car feels good about themselves.
Yeah. He's like, how does that feel? Oh, you really
feels
needed
good.
that.
Yeah.
Little self-care for the car.
Yeah.
That was a spa day for the car.
Right. Yeah. I'm glad I'm not the only one who feels that way. Like I run out of the car wash after I get the oil change too, and I'm like, yeah, this car's running better.
Yeah.
You know, it feels like it runs better.
Yeah, it probably doesn't.
It probably doesn't at all.
But you also
Actually,
do the same
you do get
thing
better
with
gas mileage.
You do.
Whenever you get the oil change.
You do. It's
probably
the same
because
thing
your
though
car's
back
working
with a haircut. Like you feel better with a haircut.
Yeah.
You like you got a new pair of shoes on. You feel better with your shoes.
And maybe that goes back to those small, measurable, attainable goals.
Yeah.
You know, those little tiny things that you can do on a consistent basis.
Right.
You know, that maybe that there's something to that.
There's gotta be. And people that aren't taking time for themselves, you really need to. You really need to. Yeah. Yeah. My wife was having a tough week. She's like, I couldn't wait for this.
Yeah.
You know, and it's tough. It's tough when you're working all day, you know, and then you come home and you, like with me, I'm working all day, and then I'll stay at home for a good 20 minutes, and then I'm going off to go do more stuff.
Yeah, somebody with a selfless mentality and you enjoy being that way.
Yeah.
It's hard for you to. I'm saying you. I'm talking about myself as well. To be selfish sometimes. I mean, for me, I'm selfish a lot, but it's in a selfish can mean a couple different things. You can be selfish because you're just out for yourself.
Yeah.
Or you can be selfish with your time, but you're also helping other people.
Yeah.
So it's a weird thing that I struggle with. Because I do take so much time, and I'm sure you're feeling the same way when you take so much time away from your family because you love your family,
right?
And the time away from your family is for your family, but not directly impacting your family other than you're away.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just like Paul Felder last night when he lost his match. Spoiler alert. Dan Hooker and him, it was an incredible fight. Probably one of the best fights I've seen of the year. Two guys, there was some bad blood at the very beginning of the fight. They didn't even touch gloves. I mean, it was, because Paul said some things online, and Dan was like, "Yeah, screw this guy. I'm gonna beat that ass." And it was the closest match I've ever seen from strike standpoints. Paul Felder was doing a lot of punching, and Dan Hooker was doing a lot of kicking. He did his punches as well, but he landed a lot of kicks. So when you combine the two, they were very even. What really set Dan over the edge was he had 2 takedowns in the 5th round. So I believe fully that's why he won that match.
That's what won.
But what I'm getting at is afterwards, these guys are in 12-week training camps. Now, they're working their asses off trying to prepare for this fight, and then you lose sometimes.
Yeah.
But at the end of the fight, they were doing their post-fight interviews, and Paul Felder, his eye is swollen shut, and he says, I think this might be my last one. And he said, because, my daughter looks at me and I have to go away on these trips. And he goes, I don't think I want to do it anymore.
Yeah.
Because he's taking so much time away from his family. And he's been doing it for years. And now he's got this young daughter. And it's like, he's feeling it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's hard.
Yeah.
Especially when your kid is saying, "Oh, you're always gone, Daddy."
Right.
Like, ugh.
That's tough,
really
man.
hits you right in the gut.
It is. But, the way that I spin it in my head to make it okay is, what am I teaching them? As an entrepreneur and as somebody who is away a lot, what is that teaching them? Because, I always come back.
Right.
I always come back. I never make promises I can't keep. If I say I promise, I promise.
Yep.
So I'm teaching integrity.
Right.
I own a business. That's part of the whole thing.
Yeah.
Is not accepting the norm, not accepting an office job where I got to go.
Yeah.
And somebody's telling me that I got to sit my ass in that seat from 9 o'clock until 5 o'clock, and then you can go.
Yeah.
Because I don't trust you to do whatever else you need to do. I think about that probably more than I should. What am I actually teaching my family?
Yeah. Well, sometimes it's it's like saying, for one, life's not fair, right? And sometimes you have to give up something to get something. So
I like that.
I'm all about just producing a legacy for my family. Like, I want to leave my print on this world so that my kids, for one, they could look back and say, well, my dad did that, and I want to be more like him. I want me to be the role model as opposed to them looking to somebody else to be their role model. Right. So
it's respectable.
If some of the things that I do at first it's not right, and I'm gonna make mistakes, as long as I own my mistakes, then, like you said, you're teaching them better habits. You're teaching them how to get through adversity. You're teaching them how to, make something out of nothing, or strive so hard to make it that way. And you're going to fall. And those are the type of life lessons that we're going to be passing down to our kids. Like there's a great, I saw a meme. It was a lion and a cub. It was a huge, a full-grown lion and a cub. He said, I thought about failing until I looked back. Or I thought about quitting until I looked back. Now you got someone looking up at you. How are you going to do it? Be it how you treating your wife, how you do it in your job, how do you do personally, how do you treat them? You every action or everything that you do is somebody's watching, and your kids are watching. So make better decisions. Teach good positive things to your kids. Teach them how to get through adversity. Everybody, like, I remember that there was a time where nobody argued in front of their children. They want to, close the door and scream and do stuff while the kids are sitting out there. Sometimes it's good to have a communication, whether it being, bad or good, in front of your children.
100%.
And then you go and you also show them public displays of affection. Like,
Yeah.
I still go by and smack my wife on the bum or just give her a hug,
Yeah.
or, you know. But
Yeah, I mean, whenever you
did it
you
this
have
morning.
you have those
It was cool.
conflicts.
Yeah.
I mean, conflict resolution, I think, is a skill that needs to be learned.
Yeah.
You know, in a meaningful way. Who knows how to solve a problem
Yeah.
with another person unless you see it
Right.
solve? You know,
Yeah.
you and I having it. Shoot, whenever we were sitting upstairs in the kitchen, my wife and I had a disagreement.
Yeah.
And we talked right through it.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
it was a miscommunication, and my intention wasn't what she thought. So she came back at me on it.
Yeah.
You know, but that's the type of open communication that we have.
Absolutely.
You know, and my daughter sees that all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Not that we disagree all the time, but we disagree.
Yeah.
You know, we're different people.
Right.
We love each other. We
Yeah.
live in the same house. We respect one another.
Mm-hmm.
But we also respect one another enough to say, nah, it's kind of shitty what you just did there.
Yeah.
You know, I don't think that's what you meant, but, you know, but
Sometimes you got to own when you're shitty. You got to own it.
absolutely.
Yeah.
if you can't be vulnerable enough to own it
Mm-hmm.
and say, hey, yeah, I did make a mistake there.
Yeah.
That wasn't my intention. I can totally see where you're coming from. Or, yeah, that was my intention, and sorry. I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it to come across that way, or yeah,
Right.
I was just lapse of judgment, whatever the case may be. You know, don't minimize it.
Yeah.
I guess don't minimize it either. But yeah, sometimes it is just a I don't know.
So think
You
about
just don't get the perception sometimes. It
Yeah.
doesn't come across.
Yeah, think about those kids that are coming up in single family homes. You know, that it's just a mother there, and
Right.
and they don't get to see the mother and father role. And this is something when I mean, I grew up in the projects. Like these are things that are normal. You know, my mother raised me. You know, so these are some things that kids are missing. They're missing that conflict resolution. They're missing on the love between parents. You know, they're missing those pinnacle things that are gonna mold them to be better people.
Yeah. One thing sticks out in my head, and I'll just tell a little story here about as far as conflict resolution. So growing up, I mean, there were great times,
Mm-hmm.
but there were also times where, I mean, my mom was an alcoholic, so there would be times where she would disappear for weekends at a time.
Right.
You know, come back, and
Yeah.
you know, everything was back to normal. Mom was home, so that was all good.
It became normal for
It
you.
became normal,
Right.
And it was fine. But one time she came back, and because my dad had to go find her, and he found her, and they come back home, and there was a big fight about it.
Mm-hmm.
To the point that, I mean, there were coffee tables smashed, and me calling 911 and going to the neighbor's house, call 911, because I mean, it was crazy.
Wow.
But that was the conflict resolution that I saw.
Yeah.
There wasn't a discussion.
Right.
It was very physical. It was very loud.
Yes.
And when you see something like that, you're like, holy shit, those are my parents.
Yeah.
You know, they love each other, but then this is also how they treat each other. So it created a conflict for me as to how you're actually supposed to
How you
solve
supposed to act?
problems.
Right.
You
Yeah.
know, how am I supposed to act when I get mad, or whenever I disagree with you? Do I get mad? Do I start throwing stuff? Like,
Right.
Or is that
this is
not
not how
okay?
I want to do it. Right.
Right. So I always say my parents taught me how I don't want to be.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
because I never felt great whenever that happened.
Right.
And, you know, protecting my brothers and trying to make sure that they were okay. I mean, my one brother was 5 years old, 6 years old when that happened. The other one was brand new. It was wild.
So somebody had to be
And I got one
the
parent telling me,
figure.
call 911. The other one telling me not to.
Uh-huh.
You know, I mean, you can see what that looked like in my house. It was wild.
Yeah.
And that's the one thing that always stands out in my head whenever I have a conflict with my wife. It's like
Right.
I never even want to get close to that ever.
Yeah. So this is also something that like I also coach, you know, 6th grade basketball. I do Crawford kids. So I want to be that level of consistency for them. If I say, hey, we're going to start class at 6:15 and we continue to do that, and I give them things to how to defend themselves, or I'm going to be at a game when I tell them I'm going to be, maybe if they're having such a tough time, like if you were having at home, maybe I can be like something that they could see. Okay, well, this is consistent. This is how a man should act.
100%.
This is how a person should act. So that's also what I want to grow.
All my baseball coaches growing up, that's what they were to me.
Yeah,
Like they have
college football, all that.
Yeah, they have no idea, probably to this day, how much giving me rides to practices meant, because my family wasn't there to give me rides to practice.
Yeah,
on a consistent basis, because they were off doing their thing. So like, my coaches always picked me up. They always took me home. It was like, that was, like you said, you being that consistent piece. All of those coaches throughout my life, they were that consistent piece for me.
Yeah.
And I think that's why I love baseball so much, because like, it was like the only thing that was always there.
Yeah.
That I enjoyed.
Right.
It was a positive experience. I was damn good at it. And I was rewarded for it.
Yeah.
You know?
And then you also had them saying, man, that was a good job.
Yes.
Man, that was a
positive
good play.
affirmations.
Yeah. So we have this correct praise when it comes down to teaching kids, and that's it. I mean, I do it with adults too. But,
adults they're just bigger kids.
Yes. So
they're just babies that grew up.
Like, I got a very good experience. I think it was last week. I got to meet Charlie Batch. Charlie Batch.
What event was that?
So that was at my job. That was at my work, and he has what's called the Batch Foundation. So something about Charlie Batch that people may not know, he actually lost his sister in a gang violence shootout in Homestead.
Oh, that's crazy.
So and I got up and asked him a question. He gave this great motivational speech, great presentation. And I said to him, why did you choose to go back and give back to that community that took your sister away? And he was like, because that's what I'm supposed to do. He said, I can't blame the community for what happened. What I want to do is change the community for what happened. I want them to have something else. So he created the Batch Foundation, which it's like an after-school program for kids. They teach them basketball, they teach them athletics, and they have like a school education proponent. And they do that to fill that gap, maybe for their parents not being home yet because they're working. They come, they drop their kids off, or we pick their kids up, and he's got about 4,000 kids a day that go through his different locations. I was like, that is amazing.
Absolutely amazing.
And that's the type of stuff, that I want to do. I want to be able to give that same type of experience to these kids. I want to be able to give back that way, so we can maintain that level of consistency.
Right.
I reached out to him. Hopefully we could do, something that Valor could go out there and give them some cool training and stuff like that. But that's where it's at, man. We're out there just trying to throw positivity to the world, just like we're doing with the Stars podcast. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like we just want to we're going to give people different ideas, how we do things. What are some things that you got to do? You got to work through with your lifestyle. I mean, go back to some of our episodes. That's what we've done. We've been consistent that entire time. And that's not anything that we're going to change.
No, that's who we are.
Yeah.
And that's what we're trying to prove, is like, not prove, but just share. Every time that I see a coach out there volunteering his time now, I understand. I look back at all the coaches that I've had, and none of them got paid to do what they did.
Right.
And they all had jobs. And I know what it takes as a professional to make the time to be consistently there for practices, for games, to get me my jersey, for signups.
Yeah.
The commitment that has to be there for those programs to flourish. It's exactly the type of mentality that we share.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I've looking at them and trying to find those pieces in my life now. I remember all of those guys.
Yeah.
I don't forget one coach that I've ever had, because they were so important to me.
Right.
And it's like, how dare I not do that for other kids.
Yeah.
And for other people and adults, and to be that piece or a beacon of hope or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
Because I'm no damn different.
Right.
I needed those people.
Yeah.
I still need those people.
Yeah. Because there's a lot of people dropping the ball. There's a lot of people that aren't maintaining that consistency, or that have habits, and they're being detrimental to their family, to their kids, to their loved ones. Mm-hmm. And if we can be the opposite to that, we can be that yin to the yang,
or even inspire them to be a better person.
That would be yes.
That's the ultimate, right?
Yep,
yeah, we're all misfits.
Yeah,
we all have baggage.
Yeah, it doesn't make us. We're not superhuman either.
No,
because we're just as jacked up as the next person.
Right, but the difference is we've owned a lot of it. Mm-hmm. We've been introspective about it, and we understand that we don't have a victim mentality anymore.
Right.
We're not the victim. Mm-hmm. We're the survivor. We're the whatever.
Yeah.
We don't identify like that, but that's our warrior mentality.
Yeah.
That's who we are now. And all of that shit before, it's shit before.
Yeah. It made us though.
Yeah. And there's Zachary Babcock from the Underground Project, his podcast. Mm-hmm. He always says, he always asks his guest, if you could go back and give yourself one piece of advice, what would it be? And he says, not about something that you regret, because you strike me as somebody who doesn't regret anything. And I think about that and why he says it. You shouldn't regret anything that happened.
Right. Yeah.
Are there things that you wish you would have done better? Of course. But you should not regret, because you're here. You're now. You're breathing. You're above the ground.
Yeah.
And it's an interesting way that he says it.
The scars made you. The scars made you.
Yeah.
And if I keep getting punched in the face, I'm gonna learn how to get out of the way at one time. Mm-hmm. Just like, all right.
Yeah. I'm tired of getting my nose broke.
Yeah. That's it. No, I got another one.
Right. It's impressive though, the amount of people that just continue to get punched in the face though. And
or not even get in the ring.
That's true.
They don't even get in there. Yep. And then they want to be the ones that talk about the ones in the ring.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
that quote that I put out, the critic's worst whatever. Actually, I'll look at it. This is the book too that I keep talking about. But
nobody's seen you point.
By Stephen Pressfield.
Except for the ones on YouTube.
Yeah. So this is the book, The War of Art, and I keep referring to it because I have quoted this book at least a dozen times throughout this podcast, because the amount of nuggets in this book has been incredible. So you go ahead and keep talking while I try and find this.
Well, we're getting all off on a tangent now. I mean, but you just have to just keep striving.
Right here. The professional learns to recognize envy-driven criticism and take it for what it is, the supreme compliment. The critic hates most, that which he would have done himself if he had the guts.
Yeah. Yeah.
So he's out of the arena, but he's talking about you in the arena.
Yes.
Yeah. And that's the type of stuff that we, it's just annoying. It's just noise.
Yes.
At that point.
It is.
I can't, and you say it all the time, I can't hear that. Mm-hmm. I can't hear you because you're not there yet.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you want to come into the arena and talk, all right, I'll listen.
Yeah, we can do that.
But I'm not listening to you that's not even willing to try. I can't deal with that.
Yeah.
I want to help them.
Right.
But you got to help yourself to even get the ticket to get to the arena. And now, all right, let's chat.
There's so many people, and this is not to be a bashing on people that may want to lose weight or they want to do things differently, that they can talk about. Oh no, I'm not going to do Krav, or I'm not going to do cardio kickboxing because I'm not in good shape. Like, that is the silliest thing ever, right? So you got to be able to just take that leap. And
it's creating those roadblocks.
Yeah.
And when Jeff Lynne was here, he said, stay on the path of what you can do.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Go for a walk. Like, people, like, I've had, it was actually just this past week, I had 2 people that said, oh man, I just want to get out there and do something. Don't think about joining a class. Don't think about joining a gym. Get up, go for a walk.
Walk
Start
outside.
right there.
Yeah. Open the door.
Yeah. Walk right out the door.
Hell, even just getting up,
Yep.
win. Open
Yeah.
the door, win.
Yeah.
Take a couple steps outside, breathe the fresh air, win. All right, you're 3-0. You got 3 wins.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
Right.
All right, now you walk down the sidewalk, 4-0. Day accomplished. Go sit back down.
Yeah.
You won today.
Right. That was it.
That's all you needed to do.
I wanna run a 50K.
Yeah, but don't compare yourself to that person.
Exactly.
Compare yourself to who you were before you made the decision to get up, and that's all you need to be comparing yourself to.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you going to motivate me? Of course. Am I going to envy what you have going on? Of course. It's who we are. But as long as you can just start comparing yourself to who you were this morning, as long as you're better this afternoon, you win.
Yep. Put
That's
it right there.
it.
That's the way to do it.
Small, measurable, attainable goals.
And
Stop making these mountains of Mount Everest that you got to climb to say, okay, now I'm happy.
Right. And you're not gonna be.
Yeah, because you didn't take you're not enjoying the process.
Right.
The
Yeah,
whole
we
process
talked about
is
the process before.
that's the, and I put it on my Instagram the other day. Work equals shit.
Work don't equal shit.
No, it does. It does. Not courage, confidence. Work equals confidence equals happiness.
Yeah.
And I just think that that's something that is achieved through the process. You don't get there because you're up the top of Mount Everest. You're at the top of Mount Everest because you've enjoyed that entire process of going through the steps.
Yeah. It's such a cool process, I tell you. And you're gonna stumble in the process.
Oh my God.
Like, I lost 15 pounds, but I gained 5 just this weekend. It's gonna happen.
Yeah.
It's gonna happen. You're gonna train for like the MMA. You're gonna train for 12 weeks, for 12 months, and you're gonna lose.
Yeah.
It just happens.
Right. Are you there for the win? Or what are you there
Right.
for?
All in the process, man.
What is the why? Why do you keep coming back to the mat?
Yeah.
Why do you
Do you love it?
Why do you keep going and training? Why do you keep taking time away from your family? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's because it's bigger than us.
Right.
Our goal is bigger than us.
Definitely.
You know?
Definitely. Yeah, while you were watching MMA, I was watching boxing.
Yeah.
What great fights, man.
Were they good?
Ah, there was some good ones. Boxing is really stepping up its game now.
It's on a comeback.
So
for sure.
So heavyweight fights. Talk about process. Now heavyweight fights. They were a thing of the past. I mean, everybody's thinking about Lennox Lewis. Everybody's thinking about Mike Tyson, Evander Holyfield. That was almost 15 years ago,
Right.
bro. That was a long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
Now you got some heavy hitters. Deontay Wilder, Tyson Fury. Oh, amazing fight. Tyson Fury, I listened to a podcast with him. He was I think it was with Tony Robbins. But he was in such a great depression. And he said that he wanted to kill himself. Like, this guy was at top of the world.
Yeah.
Top of the world.
His story is incredible.
Amazing story. He's been boxing since he was 6 years old. The whole entire family. And he relishes in his gypsy isms and him being a gypsy.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's all about strife. And it's so much that if you ever watch he's one of those guys that have elaborate walk-ups. The last fight he had back in September, he was in a Mexican flag.
Yeah, it was Mexican Independence Day.
Yes.
And he come out on a float.
Yes.
I remember. I was watching the fight.
Oh, it was just, it's pretty neat. Like, the dude, he understands it's bigger than him.
Yeah.
He's like Mexican fighters they're amazing warriors. He was like, this is what I'm honoring. It has nothing to do with me. He said, I'm a gypsy king because my families were gypsies. I come from an Irish strife, and this has always been a thing for me. So, like, I relish in that. Mm-hmm. He says, I tried to kill myself. I asked God to kill him, to kill me. And here he is. Now he's on top of the world. He's the only undefeated heavyweight right now champion. He has them all. Has them all.
Yeah, he's got all the belts.
And he's at the top of the world. Top of the world. And this guy, because he went through those stripes, he's like, I'm going to come out bigger and better. And he did. Mm-hmm. He did. Took out a maniac. When you're 42-0.
In the 7th round.
Yeah. When you're 42-0 and 41 knockouts, like that guy's a beast. He's
bronze bomber, dude.
He's amazing. Amazing.
He puts people on a new universe when he punches you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One thing I didn't like that he said, he was like, I'm trying to get a body. Like he wants to kill somebody in the ring.
Yeah.
I didn't like that.
Well, or also post-fight interview. Is that post-fight interview?
No, he said this it was in an interview, like to
Bronze Bomber
up.
said that. Yeah. I did hear. I've heard that one.
Yeah, I was like, oh, come on, man.
Yeah, but it was also leading up to a fight, so he was like trying to
could have been promotion,
talking smack.
Yeah, okay.
It went a little far.
Yeah,
but yeah, I think you never want to hear that.
Yeah,
you never want to hear that.
Somebody,
but the amount of I don't know. The amount of respect that those guys have for one another after the fact. I mean, that's the second time those guys went after each other.
There's going to be a third.
Yeah.
It's an automatic rematch now.
Talk about
they split
money
it.
fights.
They split it. But he also said it too. He was like, I get paid for knockouts. He was like, people don't know that I just eke by. No, I get paid for knockouts. He's like, I'm trying to knock you out.
Yeah.
And he ruptured his eardrum. That's how he knocked him out.
That's what I was wondering.
Yeah.
Because when he
was
threw
in
that.
The third round, popped him. It was a legal hit.
Yeah.
Popped him, went down immediately. He was wobbly for freaking
that
for 4 more rounds. Oh yeah. Like his legs weren't with him. Mm-mm. And he's bleeding at the mouth. It was a great fight, and he kept going. Right. I mean, he's a warrior too. And I haven't seen too many corners throw in a towel. They threw a towel in, man.
I saw that.
I
didn't watch the fight. I watched the highlight reel.
But he was so much, and his corner knew it. Like his corner didn't even give him any advice in that entire fight. They sat there and just said, "Hey, you're doing good. Just give him some water," because that dude is so big on himself that they couldn't tell him nothing. They knew it. Mm-hmm. They're just like, nah, he's on cruise control. This is his world. Right here, we're not going to give him any advice. I think this might create a little humility for him, and he might be like, hey, look, I need you guys. Yeah. I need you to know where I'm at. They possibly could have saved him from way worse damage if they would have never thrown that towel in.
Oh, yeah.
Way worse damage.
I think a mentality change has been occurring ever since that one kid, it was earlier this year or late last year, that died after his match.
Yeah.
There's
it's
a tough call though.
That is
throwing the towel.
Yeah.
You guys spent again 12 weeks possibly.
Yeah.
In a training camp, just killing yourself,
well,
making weight.
In order for them to have a rematch, they had to fight one more time. They had to fight in order to get that money fight. They had to fight in order to get that. So like he fought. Dante fought. I think it was Ruiz,
yeah.
And then Tyson fought Wellian, a Swedish guy.
Yeah, I remember that was. Yeah, it was an okay fight.
It was okay.
He whooped that ass pretty good.
He did. Cut him bad though.
Yeah, he did. He gashed his eye
twice.
The other guy gashed Tyson's eye. Yeah. I did see that. It was open, but the kid was. He wasn't ready for championship rounds yet. No. That was the only difference, I thought.
But Tyson Fury really stepped up. I commend him for his story.
100%.
He helps out a lot of people too. He's big into his family. Yeah. And he just has such a good time out there.
Yeah, I liked before the last fight, he was like laying there with a pillow and blanket. He's just like watching the other fights. Yeah. Yeah, he's super relaxed.
Goes back to that like Tony Blauer says.
Yes.
Like, how do you prepare for, he's like, this is my job.
Yeah.
Are you nervous going to work?
I think about, whenever you tell that story, I think about Tyson Fury laying there with a blanket and pillow. Just like,
It's like, this is what I do. This is my 9 to 5.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Exactly.
I'm not scared to punch in the clock.
Yeah.
You know?
It's called a jaw.
I get it.
So let's wrap it up for today. What do you guys have going on?
Well, we got in Meadville, we got the Women's Self-Defense Seminar, and we're looking at 100 people.
Right.
There's 30 spots left.
Okay.
So it's posting up big. You could check at valorpds.com, sign up there. It's a great free community event, and we're just so happy to do it. It's blowing up.
And then moving forward for pistol class or firearms classes every second
Saturday, firearms class. Again, valorpds.com. May is about to sell out, so I think we only have probably about 3 more spots left for the May level 1 class. So if you're looking for an intro class, that's where you would start, level 1.
Awesome.
All right.
And then we also have at ATA Grove City, we have March 15th is a jiu-jitsu seminar with Justin Michael. We are now open to kids 11 and up.
Ooh.
So keep that in mind. You'll see a new push, another push come out that you saw similarly, but it's going to have kids also. So 11 and up, you can get in on that. And it is March 15th from 10 until 1 and $20 a head. Strong. And it helps him get to IBJJF PANS competition out in California. He's also doing private lessons. So if you want any private lessons from him, he'll also accommodate that. So let me know. You can get at me on Instagram at Ambitious Distractions. You can hit me up on Facebook, Ron Jordan, or shoot me an email over at rsjordanjr@gmail.com. Thanks, guys.
All right, take it easy.
Enjoy the journey.